Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of the Dairyman's Diary with me, Frank, here on Meadow Grove. As you can see, the other day we got everything stacked up there. Load is parked out of the way, and we're going to be using that later on, actually, for something quite exciting, really, for the farm. I think it's fair to say we have been successful in one of our tender processes. We put a bid in for some new land, and we've got it, which is fantastic news on a long-term tenancy deal. But we're going to get into that in the probably later half of this video. For now, though, we're going to take out the Joskin. This is a new tank that we just brought back to the yard yesterday, or in the last video, beg your pardon. So now, what we need to do is get this taken out. It's already been filled up. So what I need to do is just take it back around this corner here. Being careful not to hit anything, obviously. I'm going to go and get out onto the silage ground that's been cut already, and we're going to make sure that that is all ready to roll. We're going to put one application of slurry on there. It should give it a good starting point for its growth for a second cut on there. For the ground that we've cut already, it's likely that we're going to be getting about 3 cuts off, so we do need to make sure there's as much organic matter on there as possible, just to really help it along. For now, like I say, we're going to get this slurry put out there, and then we'll see how it reacts to that and see how it grows. Hopefully, we've got enough slurry in the lagoons that we don't need to think about any actually putting any nitrogen on there yet. I want to save our costs where possible as far as that's concerned, because nitrogen is becoming very expensive these days. Okay, around we go here. Quite tight with this long Bowser on. There we go. We're out though. We are out. And I think with the amount this tanker holds, we should get through these couple of fields here. Probably on the first load, I would imagine. We're going to go into this one first because it's much easier to get into. There we go. Splendid. Okay. So I've got it all hooked up to the hydraulics there, so we're just going to raise the dribble bar, lower everything down there. Excellent stuff, we're looking good. On with the PTO, and we are away, just like that. Let's turn those lights off, don't those on anymore. Oh, it looks like the milk truck's back in town. Fantastic news. Long may he just continue to do what he needs to do there. That'd be great. The cattle are really happy at the moment. They're outside there and they are performing very well. Really producing a lot of milk right now, which is great to see. Good yields coming in. We're just going to swing a little bit wider from that water source. Don't want to start infecting that with any slurry. That's never good. And there we go. So I hope you all do very well today. Whatever you may be getting up to, I hope it is going swimmingly well. Do let me know down in the comments below what you're working on and where you're working as well. If you're somewhere near me in the region here, do make sure you pop in and say hello. Excellent. So I think what we'll do is we'll just get to the end of this first lap around, and then we'll just stop and have a look, see how it's being applied. Make sure that the rates are okay. About here. It looks good from here. You can definitely see a good application rate, that's for sure. It is nice and dry at the moment, so this should absorb in and soak in a lot faster. We're not expecting any rain anytime soon either, so we don't have to worry too much about wash off. We should be good as far as that's concerned. Excellent. Oh, and there he goes again already. Fantastic news. Milk service that we've got is really, really good at the moment, actually, in terms of how quick they are. Very good at getting out and getting back in for us. Okay, so we'll just square that bit of that. So as you can see, with the width that we're able to work with here, we can really cover some large corners and areas of ground. We've got some, like I mentioned recently, we have some fairly large contracts. So we'll be looking to kind of cover those quite quickly. We are going to be going on to one next week, I do believe, so that'll be very fun to see how it all works. But yeah, we're really flying through here, although we are about to about down to the last 10%. So my prediction on how long this would last is probably a little bit out there, but hey, we've got plenty in the lagoon, so we'll just go back and fill up again. Okay, let's square out this last little edge. Not much left here at all. You can just see this little triangle here, and then the one down the bottom as well. Superb. Alright then, back to the yard. We'll get this filled up. We'll do round number 2, and then we've got a couple more fields to run at as well. So we're going to get these done as quickly as we can. We'll come back to you because, like I say, there's some rather exciting news that we want to go and have a look at, and we're going to go away and start some work that you don't often see me doing actually. So yeah, watch this space for that one. But yeah, I'll come back to you in a short while once we're making a little bit more headway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back along there. We are going to park this here for now, because we're going to come back to this later on today. Might even get Terry to when he's back in and ready to roll. So we'll just park the old girl there. So Terry finished mowing all those fields yesterday down by the sheepyard. So we should, if all things being equal, we should be able to get into there kind of in the next day. Get all those baled up there, which would be great. And really get to push on with that side of things. For now, though, we're going to go out, we're going to take the telehandler. I did just notice, actually, when we were doing that second field, that there, I missed a few bales. You can see, by the time I finished carting all those bales in last night, it was getting dark. So I've missed, I think, 2 or so in the far reaches of that corner field. But we'll figure that out later on today. I imagine when we get back for the yard. What we're going to do now is just stick the... we're going to stick on here the bucket. Like so. We're going to go for a bit of a drive, and we're going to go down and... let's straighten that. There we go. We're going to go and have a look at the land that we've just acquired. See what it's looking like, and we've got a bit of a plan in place that we need to kind of kickstart really. So it's going to involve us taking like kind of scraping off a bit of topsoil, like kind of marking out an area really, if you will. So that's exactly what we're going to go and do now, and it hopefully will mean that we can get a good start with some planning for down there. What we're going to be doing is building a small yard. Nothing at this stage to the extent of what we've got up at this end, of course, but something that's going to allow us to have a bit of a storage yard with eventually the opportunity to build a cattle shed there as well. So we need to kind of just mark out where things are going to go to begin with, and then from there we can get the ball in motion, really set things off, and we'll have to get a few contractors in to come and want to put a fence up, for example. We're going to have to find a dry stone wall or somewhere to come and put up some stone walls. So yeah, lots to do, but it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good work to get it started. We're gonna do this now because then I can kind of leave it whilst we're focusing on everything else, and then the contractors can come in and do their thing, which is always what you want. So it's gonna be exciting though. We've been able to secure a long-term tenancy. This has been leased to us directly from the local council. And we've been lucky enough to sign a 3-tier or 3-generation lease with those guys, which means that it will be in our farm business for a long time to come, which is great news. It means that we can really start to build off of that and find a solution moving forward for how we can continue to build our operation out, really. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, we're going to just slowly come down this hill. This is a heck of a hill down here. So for those of you who may not have seen it in the previous episode, we came down to have a look at this place. It was previously a coal mine, or part of a coal mine at least, which has now been reinstated into countryside. Some of that land which was originally dug up has been reinstated as farmland as well, which is exactly the portion that we've come into to own. So as we come through here, we're actually going to be straight ahead. We're on the right side of the road actually. We didn't get to choose which area we got. I initially wanted that side over there, but we've got this side. Now what is good about that is we do have access to a water source around here, which is great. It is a bit out of control, but we need to, we can reinstate this, that's no problem at all. Now we're trying not to destroy too much of the landscape around here. What we are going to do is just, like I say, scrape out a small patch, and then the rest of it's going to be kept as it is. There are weeds in here and bushes. We'll probably have to come in and get a bit of control over these. That's kind of what we expect at least. But as you can see, there's plenty of opportunity for some fairly large fields here. So we own everything on this side of the road. The road is just over here, through all the bushes and trees. There we go. So everything on this side of the road we own now, which comes into around about 55 acres, I think, all in. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So that's going to be several grass fields at least. What we do want to do though is build a little bit of a storage yard here. So the idea of me coming down in the telehandler today is just to kind of scrub away some of the area around here. See how it goes, and gives us an area to work with really. So I think that's exactly what we'll do. We're going to get a start on it. This lake here is a nice drainage lake that we're going to try and make the most of. I bet that gets quite deep actually. But yeah, so what we're going to have to do is just see how it all pans out. But I'm going to get going. I'm going to get a start with this, see how it all comes together, and then we'll come back with a bit of an update when we're all said and done. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, look at this. We have created a sandpit, have we not? This is wetter than I imagined it ever would be, if I'm being honest. But we've created a bit of a mess. The load is a bit covered, but it's done. What we do need to is, when it gets dry enough in here, is to cart this this kind of topsoil out the way. But let's have a look at what we've done, shall we? Just turn that off. This is going to be our main entrance into the yard here. We're going to put a nice gate across here. This is all going to be covered in in gravel at some stage, as soon as we can get some brought in. And then yeah, this is going to be our kind of a yard area. It's plenty big enough for now for what we need here. There'll be a couple of storage sheds coming in, and then yeah, maybe that's pretty much it for now. But it will give us the opportunity to come out and add in further cattle yards if we need to. Probably extending that out across this way. So look out for that one coming, I think, as we gather ourselves up on top of all this topsoily mess. Yeah, so we can probably extend out that way a little bit longer there, but it still allows us plenty of space in here for everything that we need, so that's going to be good. What we will do though is, no, I bought this kind of like pocket drone thing with me really. It's not the biggest, but we're going to give it a go anyway. See if I can get this thing set up on the ground here. We'll just edit into the drone footage. And how am I using this? Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, I'm a pilot now. So as you can see, this is our area. It is plenty big enough. You can see that the yard itself is going to be nicely sized. And then, yeah, we've got a lot of weeds that we need to get on top of in here. We have to come in and spray this all off. There are a lot of trees. We are going to be, as part of our kind of the stewardship scheme that we're entering, we will have to be covering a lot of this with hedgerows. It's how we're going to divide up the fields, but that's certainly not a problem at all. And yeah, it's going to be a nice addition actually. It gives us plenty more land to work with, and very much looking forward to seeing how it all comes together. So it's not going to be something that's going to happen straight away. We are going to have to put it on the back burner a little bit whilst we wait for to get harvest out of the way with, really, if I'm honest. But what will be good is we might see if we can get like a late crop of silage off here just to boost what we already have, and I don't think it should be too difficult. But it will, like I say, it will allow us to have a little bit more lined up here. So you never know. We'll look into that one as and when we can. For now, though, we will leave it here, I do believe. So we're going to head back up to the yard and continue with the rest of the day, but we will leave the video here. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Simulation of Fallen Nation if you've yet to do so. If you do have any questions about anything that you've seen today, do leave a comment down below and I will endeavour to get back to you as soon as we can. If you have any input as to what we should do with this new yard, of course do let us know. I'd be very curious to get your take on it as well. So for now though, like I said, we're going to leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching. I have been Frank, your humble host. We will see you in the next one. So from me up here in the sky, we'll see you later.